What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Heel Turn podcast. Remember, because when you are heel turn, you are heel turn.
Heel turn for
life. We're glad to be back. We had some scheduling conflicts last week, but we're back now. We're here to catch up on everything that you missed. And joining me, as always, is my partner in crime, JC. What is up, my man?
What's up, man? Happy to be back. Work's been ridiculous. It's
Yes.
guys. I'll be upfront. I am the one that had the scheduling conflicts. Work has been ridiculous. I literally just got back from Orlando right now. I walked into the doors and set this up. I was in Orlando early this week for work. It's been crazy.
No,
I left Orlando like at 4 and 5 in the afternoon.
But the fact that you came in, you got yourself situated, and you set up, that shows commitment.
Yeah.
So
it's a fight with the computer too. It just didn't want to work.
So we've got a real crazy list of stuff to catch up on. Trying to figure out the high priority of things, but obviously the one thing that's on my mind, that's on everybody's mind, we've got another member of the Bloodline, the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu. Dude, these Samoans are like fucking multiplying. Dude, they're like rabbits. They're just appearing left and right.
I thought Chinese people were everywhere, man. These Samoans are coming up. But I will say this. He is one of my favorites of the Samoans. I don't know about you, but I watch some of the indie stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The werewolf is a very, very good name for him. The guy is a freak. You saw what he just did to Cody.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He decimated everybody.
Yeah. I love him, but the problem is, I don't know, man. He's going to overshadow the hell out of Solo. Solo can't be the main villain with that guy on the team. That guy's a dude.
For the size of him, the dude is super agile and super athletic. I think I would have to go as far as to say, after watching some of his stuff, that he probably has the most devastating Samoan drop in the game.
He just pops you up in the air and then drops you. It's crazy. That guy's a freak.
We now the Bloodline is back to 4 strong. Which is very interesting where this is headed. Most people like myself and JC can see the writing on the wall that this is more than likely going to lead to a Survivor Series, Samoan war games.
Like Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw.
So here's the kicker, right? We're waiting to see what happens with Roman when he's coming back.
SummerSlam.
Jimmy is still out, recovering from injury. Jay's competing in Money in the Bank now, and we're also forgetting the unknown member that's still out there, Zilla.
I would say, I'm like, because you said unknown, I'm like, we know exactly who Zilla Fatu is.
No, but no. I mean, like unknown, like, we don't know, when he's going to show up.
Well, he'll be Roman's 4th member.
So I'm wondering if we're going to get, Solo, the Tongas, and Jacob Fatu against Roman, the Usos, and Zilla.
Zilla Fatu.
But War Games is normally a 5-on-5.
Yeah, you got The Rock and Sammy.
So no. So hear me out. I believe that The Rock. Oh, we're gonna get to that later. So
I know.
As much as I know.
You have been driving me crazy the last 2 weeks of the Joe Henry stuff.
So
it's catchy.
Yeah, The Rock. I feel that The Rock is gonna go with Solo's group.
Of course.
And obviously, because that has to set up for the Rock and Roman match we didn't get at Mania this past year. So
I think they'll pull a swerve. I think because you know how Rock and Roman were together at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So I think The Rock comes back. He gets on Roman's side. He starts, hey, what the hell, Solo? You can't do that. And then he just turns on Roman. And then because you gotta turn Roman super babyface, right?
But
so he's gonna come back. And then he's going to have The Rock with him, or he's going to face Solo and his people. He's going to have The Rock with him. Because remember, Jay's doing his own thing, and Jimmy's still injured. And
right.
The Rock has to turn on Roman and finish breaking him, saying, damn, now he's by himself. No Usos, no The Rock, no Solo, no Wise Man. he's by himself. Then the Usos come, one of them has to come back, and then like when it was a Shield reunion, that Seth came back first, and they fought to get Dean, and then Dean finally. It has to be like that. It can't just be Roman shows up with the Usos.
Oh no, it has to be a whole big to do. I totally
And The Rock is the final boss, so The Rock has to come back with Roman and then turn on him.
Yeah, it has to be a whole big to do. I totally agree in that aspect that it has to be some sort of thing. But again, NXT War not NXT, the War Games matches have always been a 5-on-5. Yeah, I believe.
Sorry, I just a shout out to Roman and the family. His father just passed away. So just from us,
Sika.
For me, Sika, you will be missed, and just our thoughts and prayers are with the Bloodline and the family.
There you go. But I believe, but again, it's the Rock joined solo, so they got 5, and then Roman's side only has 4. I believe, if I heard correctly, there is another part of the Samoan family out there. There's another guy. I don't know if he's part. Tongaloa.
No, Tongaloa is part of the Tongas.
No, there's another Tonga out there. If I heard correctly, I mean, but again, so you got.
I think Tama Tonga and Tongaloa have a younger brother.
Right.
He's also wrestling. Yeah.
Right. So so again, there's, and it's funny too. They're bringing in all these Samoans, and like I said, dude, it's just gonna be they're gonna rule the WWE.
It's gonna be Friday night Samoan. We're gonna go from SmackDown to Samoa.
Samoan Saturday night.
Samoan Saturday night, yeah. Friday night Samoa.
So
Friday night,
obviously, when Jacob, going back to Jacob Fatu, when he threw Cody on that table and then put Cody through the table, that was devastating, man. That was brutal.
And then he does a little dance as he's walking away. The guy's a beast, bro.
Yeah,
that guy's a freak. I love that guy.
So
I'm a big fan.
I love that we're getting new faces, we're getting new talent. The Bloodline. People thought that after WrestleMania and after Cody won, that the Bloodline storyline would be over with. But honestly, like Paul Heyman just said, we're not even in the bottom of the third yet. This is still, you still got a long way to go to tell this story. And I'm excited to see where it goes. I mean, but listen, it's crazy. Every Friday night, we want Roman. The dude is, it's crazy. It's crazy
so
how you don't know what you got until it's gone.
Well, look at my background. I've always been a fan. I'm a huge fan of Roman Reigns ever since Joe Anoa'i in Joe Leakey in NXT. I've been a huge fan of Roman Reigns always. So not just because people say I look like him, but that is definitely a bias for me. But I'm a huge fan of Roman, so I loved him as a tribal chief. I think it was the best work he's ever done. He could have broken Bruno Sammartino's record for all I care. I would have been happy with it.
Right. But you know what though? They needed to set up that storyline, and
Cody had to finish the story.
Yeah, Cody had to finish the story. That was like the biggest. That's the biggest story out of any wrestling promotion. Cody had to finish the story. So
no.
So that's,
Drew has to finish the story at the next Clash of Castle.
Yeah. So here's the now we're gonna dive into the other topic of conversation. So Drew McIntyre quit that Monday night and then showed up on Friday, beat the ever-living snot out of Punk. Now, Punk said that he was supposed to get cleared, so we don't know if he's cleared or he's still not ready yet, and maybe that's why they did what they did with Drew quitting and Drew showing him up to beat him up to give him some time. Because think about it, Drew's going to qualify for Money in the Bank, right? Punk's going to come out,
cost him that.
screw him out of Money in the Bank, and then that's going to set up their match for SummerSlam, because probably at that time Punk will be cleared. So, which again, this is all great. This is all great storytelling. Where this is going, it's all great.
I love what they've been able to do with Punk being, on the injury reserve list. Yeah. How they've been able to keep this storyline alive,
right?
Even as a background storyline to Drew and Damian Priest. I mean, the storytelling is incredible, bro. What they've been able to pull off, not just in this story, but with others. But you can tell in the last couple months, last year or so, the storytelling has taken a whole nother turn. Every story is interesting right now.
So, and that brings me to, I feel like we're back in the Attitude Era, because in the Attitude Era, where if you were low card, mid card, top of the card, everybody had a storyline. Everybody had a purpose. You know,
I remember D'Lo Brown had a story for the European title against like Mark Henry. Like no one cared about that belt, but everybody had a story.
Everybody had a purpose.
Holly had like a year-long feud. Every card, every match felt important.
And it's great that we're getting that. So obviously, you know, we're gonna get Punk and Drew at SummerSlam. The buildup has been great. Let's see what happens with that. Seth Rollins comes back.
You got it. Which with Drew moving on to Punk, you have to get Damian another foe.
Right. So here's my problem. We already know that we're getting that the winner is fighting Gunther at SummerSlam. That's already been predetermined. Now the question is, do you have Damian beat Seth, or do you have Seth beat Damian only for Seth to drop it to Gunther? Because you know Gunther's winning
not losing that match. Yeah,
Gunther's winning that.
Goddamn, they have shoved a rocket up Gunther's ass and blast him to the moon. So he's not going to lose this match.
Right. So the question is who do you let him drop who drops the title to him?
And this is where we go. We're not going to give it to Rollins to be a transitional champion. We're not. And also we're not going to cut Damian Priest's run so short. Priest is going to go over on Rollins. I think that's how it's going to work. And you're going to cement Priest as a champ, as a good champ. Like, no, you didn't just beat Drew with a cash in. You're going to beat Rollins clean. And then you're going to sow more dissent between him and the Judgment Day, because then he's going to have to leave the Judgment Day. Remember, stipulation of the match.
Yeah.
If he wins, Rollins can't challenge. If he loses, he leave. But I'm pretty sure Finn's still going to take offense to that he agreed to that. So you're going to show more dissent into the match. And then probably when Gunther challenges him,
you think the
Gunther's going to go over, but I think the Judgment Day is going to turn on
I could see that. I could see that. I mean, listen.
And then you have Priest go after Balor for a while, which will be fun.
We already saw like the end of this week's Monday Night Raw, where Finn Balor and JD McDonough won the tag team championships, and then Liv kind of interjected themselves in between them, and Finn Balor was just like, okay, you know, like
Finn and Liv have something going on, and
yeah,
I think going back to our last podcast, that when Finn was teaming with AJ and they got Liv to face Rhea against the Judgment Day, I think this is all a plan for Finn to destroy the Judgment Day from the inside out. And if that is long-term storytelling at its best.
I agree. And again, that's if they go that direction. So I mean, there's a lot of good storylines going on right now. I want to jump to the Wyatt Sicks.
You just want to get right to the meat and potatoes of the story. All right.
I don't know how I feel just yet.
You're crazy. You're crazy. That's
hold on.
This is the hottest thing I've seen on television.
Hold on, guy.
I get chills just thinking about it, bro.
I don't know how I feel yet, because I want to see like I don't think they're the type of group that needs titles.
No.
They just need
like The Undertaker's ministry.
Yeah, they just need to
scary and demolished.
They just need to story. But the thing is, are they going to wrestle in the ring with the masks on, or are they going to take them off and actually be the person that they are underneath the mask? Like, you know, when Dexter Lumis comes out, is it going to be Dexter Lumis, or is it going to give him some name like Pigfucker McGee? You know, with the man. You know, whatever. You know, are they going to give him some weird name, or are they going to let him be Dexter Lumis? You know, is it going to be Sister Abigail, or is it going to be Nikki Cross? You know, it's like where. So again, I just don't. And the thing is too is that they've already done so much of the stupid supernatural stuff. I think this group just needs to be more of a group that just plays mind games with.
It has to.
People.
Yes. So we can't go back to the Undertaker ministry days, right? Crucifying motherfuckers. But I agree with you that this has to be more of a Saw type of group. You know, that, like you said, they play mind games. They beat you before you get into the ring, basically. It has to be that. You can't do the Undertaker gimmick has been killed. We did that. Yeah. Undertaker's done. You want to be the new face of fear? Fine. But instead of being, like you said, like a mythical face of fear, more of a sadistic face of fear.
Yeah, like you torment, like you psychologically torment people. Yeah. Not like you go who when lights go out. Yeah, you don't do that stuff. They already tried that bullshit with Bray already as the Fiend, and it really didn't work. You know,
I mean, but it had a limit. Limit.
They also did it with Alexa Bliss, and it didn't really, it didn't really pan. In my opinion,
Randy panned.
You know, well, Randy was the winner of the whole thing.
Randy panned.
Randy was winner of the night.
MVP. But, if he wasn't already a Hall of Famer, goddamn.
And you know, again, so it's questionable. You know, like what are they going to do? Like,
but I do want to go back to what you said. Are they going to wrestle in masks?
Yeah. So
Kane and these people have wrestled in masks in the past, and the Fiend wrestled in that what had to be the most uncomfortable mask I've ever seen.
Right.
But these guys it's not just masks, it's props and everything.
Right.
It's
but
like a mask with like
so intricate. Like, how are they going to be able to see and not hurt themselves? You know, and like I like the promo that we saw Monday night from
with Bo.
Well, so here's the thing. Is he going to be Bo Dallas, or is he going to be Taylor Rotunda?
Ooh, I think he's going to be Taylor Rotunda, but he's also going to be Uncle Howdy.
So, well,
he's going to have that split. He's going to do like Bray. He's got
a split personality thing. Yeah. So when he comes out to wrestle, he's going to wrestle as Uncle Howdy, or is he going to wrestle, in regular clothes and be both. Taylor Rotunda?
Maybe both. Like Bray did. Remember, I always told you.
I don't. But again, I don't want that supernatural.
See,
but that's that supernatural stuff,
but
though.
You don't have to do supernatural. Schizophrenia is not supernatural. You can be schizophrenic.
Yeah.
This isn't the
yeah, but okay.
This ain't the X-Men.
Totally get it. If you're gonna do,
Mick Foley wrestled 3 different people.
Listen, exactly. But if you're gonna do schizophrenia, you don't need a mask. Maybe you switch up your outfits or something like that. You don't need it. You don't need a mask.
It depends on the schizophrenia. It depends who you think you are. If you think you're Uncle Howdy and he wears a mask, he is. That's the thing. You can't control schizophrenia.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see where it goes. I have low expectations.
I don't.
But I like the promos and everything they've done so far, and up to the point of how they've been introduced and how they've been dropping innuendos here and there and everything like that. I don't know.
You don't understand. You can't see an outcome for it, which I agree with you. I don't know what the payoff is.
Yeah.
I can't even begin to fathom what the payoff of the storyline is. And I agree. I agree to you. But I'm excited to see while you're there. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Don't get me wrong. I'm excited to see where it goes.
I just story and you'll be like, and I might be disappointed. Or it might be, I was like, damn, and then you're gonna be excited. So
yeah. It's not that I'm not excited. It's not that I'm not excited. I just don't. Right now, again, it's too early to tell where it's gonna go.
I just hope they don't end up like that stupid other team with the masks that Mace was in and
Retribution.
Yeah, that shit. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's so bad for great gimmick. They fucked it up. I'm just hoping. Yeah. I'm hoping that they don't go that same way with the Wyatts.
Right.
With Wyatt Sicks.
So we'll see.
I want them to walk a fine line between Nexus and the Ministry. A fine line between the two.
Happy medium. That's all. That's
not too much to either side. You have to walk the medium of the Ministry and the darkness, but also what the Nexus did, just came in and destroyed everything and attacked everyone. Right. That's what we need. The Nexus didn't need belts. They were so good just destroying everybody. But eventually, a team like that needs championship material.
Right.
The Ministry really didn't because of the supernatural stuff and the sadistic stuff. So I want them to walk a fine line between those two groups. That's what you aim for. The fine line between the Nexus and the Ministry.
Agreed. I won't debate that. I agree with that. Now I want to get into something that made me happy, but also made me upset at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So I refer to it as the NXT screw job. So
that I've been so pissed since last Tuesday.
So the NXT screw job I'm referring to is the pop that this man got when his music hit. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I don't even like the guy. And I thought that was bullshit.
Yeah. So I like
how comes out with the mic and says, I'm gonna win.
Yep.
And like 10 minutes later, bye.
Yep. No, not even 10 minutes later. I love how he wasn't even he was the first one eliminated. It wasn't even less than that. But
I don't even like the guy, but goddamn, his song is catchy.
So I was very upset that I love the fact that he came out. He's like, there's 24 other guys in that ring other than Joe Hendry, and Joe Hendry's gonna win. You know, it's like I love that shit. Like I thought it was great.
I will give you this. I was not a fan.
Oh, now he's starting to grow on you?
Yeah. That man oozes charisma, bro.
Okay.
That man is so charismatic. He's quickly climbing that ladder for me.
So after
it's his theme song. It's 90% his fucking theme song.
So after he got it, I'm
gonna start doing that whenever we do the podcast. When you choose it, I'll be like,
yeah.
I'm gonna start doing that from every podcast. and coming for you, JC.
Yeah, I believe in JC. From London to Paris to Tokyo.
I'm telling you that, bro. I've been watching more of his interviews. This man he wrote that song. He came up with it by trying to write a song that was gonna be catchy to the fans. And he copied when Queen did "We Will Rock You." That they had that beat, that 120 beats per minute. Bro, that man's a genius. That man knows how to market himself. So I'm gonna keep my eye on him. He's
So I'm holding out hopes that appearance on NXT wasn't just a one-off, because they did do a thing backstage where he walked back through the curtain and he was yelling at Shawn Michaels. He's like, "This isn't my only appearance." He's like, "I could pop up anywhere, anytime." And listen, the fact that
NXT lost some. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, the fact that he got over. I'm interested to see what happens. All joking aside, I'm interested to see what happens when his TNA contract expires. If Triple H does not offer that man a deal, so help me God.
He's the kind of guy Triple H likes. He's like LA Knight. These guys that they on the mic, they can get themselves over. They don't need much. You give them the mic, they're gonna get themselves over. Those old school guys like Austin, Jericho, Rock.
You give them some cliff notes. You give them some cliff notes, and they'll go out there and take care of the rest.
They'll get themselves over. You don't need much. Just let them do their thing. They'll get themselves over. That's the kind of guy Triple H likes, because that's the era Triple H is from. I think Triple H offers that guy stupid money to bring him over to NXT and then immediately to the main roster, because he does not need an NXT run. But sticking on the topic of NXT, that battle royal was bullshit. The winner, I have nothing against the kid, but he weighs all of 80 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah,
I think he shits that way more than him. I think he shits that way more than that guy. You're gonna tell me he beat 24 other dudes?
So here's my
and he's gonna go beat the 6'5" Trick Williams.
So here's my thought with that, right? So we just had a TNA women, Jordan Grace fight Roxanne. I would have liked to seen a TNA star fight Trick.
Of course.
So whether it was Joe Hendry or Kazarian, again, and not to say that Frankie
Kazarian versus Trick would have been great.
Yeah. So again, I would have liked to seen another TNA versus NXT type type deal. But
let's keep using
instead,
them.
but now moving forward to what happened this past Tuesday night, now it's going to be a fatal 4-way. So the best part about this is that you have 2 homegrown NXT guys against 2 former AEW guys. Yeah. Now here's the thing. Obviously they want to keep.
I know how much you like Ethan Page.
Huh?
I know how much you like Ethan Page.
I do like Ethan Page, but I also like Sean Spears too.
I like Sean Spears. I like Ty Dillinger. Not a big fan of Sean Spears.
But
I like the Perfect 10.
But again, it's so here's the thing. Trick and this other guy, we're not like they're not veterans yet, so you need that veteran presence. So you got a guy like Sean Spears, you got a guy like Ethan Page, guys have been around for years, and this is how they expect these guys to learn. You put them in with proper talent.
I get that NXT is so. I'm fully on the mentality that NXT is a developmental brand. You put a belt on a guy like Trick to prepare him for what it's like to have a belt on the main roster. That kind of pressure,
right?
I still think it was way too early for Trick to hold the NXT belt.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think it was early. Like I need to develop his mic skills. They are absolute trash.
I mean,
guys like a guy like Dijakovic or something that needed the belt first.
Well, he's not even with WWE anymore. They didn't even resign his contract.
They didn't, but he's someone that should carry it.
Listen, he'll go back. He'll go over to AEW. Listen, he's going to go over to AEW probably. And you know what? We're going to see what we saw in NXT. He's going to have banger matches with Keith Lee.
Yep. On Dark.
Those were some of the best. Those were some of the best NXT matches when it was
100%. Dijakovic
against Keith Lee. Yeah.
But the problem is it's not going to happen on AEW Dark. You have to watch it on YouTube.
You'll have them on Friday night Rampage at 11 o'clock at night while everyone's sleeping.
After SmackDown.
Yeah. But yeah.
And that's, and that's until they decide to put SmackDown 3 hours and they take a shit on Rampage too.
Right.
When SmackDown goes 3 hours, Rampage is fucked.
Right. So we'll see what happens. But it'll definitely be interesting to see if they let someone other than Trick win. Like you said it the last. I think you said it, and correct me if I'm wrong. The whole point of the face is to chase the
belt,
and you need to chase the belt. The story is better when the face is chasing.
When the face chases the belt, because when the face has the belt, he's a target. It's not as much fun.
Exactly. So
you have a really good heel, that can chase the belt, like Randy. Randy was always better chasing the belt as a heel because he put the face through hell.
Right.
He was very sadistic, but NXT doesn't have a heel like that.
No.
Joe Gacy was the only one that was even close. And Joe
Gacy now is being subject to put into a pig mask with the Wyatt Sicks.
So wait, I thought Dexter Lumis is the pig.
That guy was
and Lumis is the rabbit, right?
Yeah, he has like some kind of weird thing. No, I think the rabbit was Rowan.
Oh, no, he's a scavenger.
Yeah,
he's the
dread with the dread. Yeah, he had the dreads or whatever. Yeah, but again, it's and that's what, and now we're gonna sidetrack. That's a very neglected mix of people: Rowan, Nikki Cross, Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy. Now, Joe Gacy
makes sense though.
Yeah,
I always thought Gacy had potential to be.
So I'm gonna say this, and you can get mad at me. The people
and his
listening
name is fucking awesome.
Listen, Joe Gacy is a great wrestler, but to me, in NXT, I felt like he was a knockoff of Bray Wyatt with Schism.
100%.
With Schism.
I felt that Rain was Sister Abigail, and
I felt that was just a cheap dollar store knockoff of the Wyatt family.
But I liked it.
And they were trying to recreate what they had with the Wyatt family.
They were
with Schism.
They were doing better. Schism was doing better than Schism was not. So the Wyatts had the better NXT run, but the Wyatts if you compare the Wyatts on the main roster, to Schism on NXT, I think Schism was doing better. And not because of who they are, just because the Wyatt family got watered down on the main roster.
The two guys that were with him in Schism left NXT. Yeah. They're no longer there. Yeah. So Joe Gacy was on his own, so they needed something for him to do. So what better way than just to stick him in that group?
Well, with a name like Joe Gacy, I don't know if you know the history of that name, the mass murderer John Gacy, the clown. Okay. So I've been a big fan of. I'm a history buff, so I've been a very big fan of Joe Gacy because of what I believe his name entails.
Right.
I think it was John Edward Gacy, who was like this clown that was like a murderer, like a serial killer in real life. I think that's the name. I could have gotten it wrong, but I think it's something like that. So when he did Schism, I'm like, this is perfect. Like, he is definitely playing on that name and on the history of that name to run this group. So I was a big fan of Schism. I thought he would have had a great Wyatt type run on the main roster, because I did see it as what it was. It was like when you had Paige's group on SmackDown, and then you had the exact same group on Raw, but it was Ruby Riott.
Yeah, the Riot Squad.
The Riot Squad, and then you had Paige, Mandy Moore, and Sonya Deville. Mandy Moore, Jesus Christ. Mandy
Rose.
Mandy Rose, Jesus Christ. I told you I'm a history buff. Mandy Moore just popped into my head. Nick at Night, baby. Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, and Paige, and then you had the Riot Squad. They were copies of each other. So I was thinking the same thing with the Gacy's. Yeah, but I'm a big fan of his. I would have liked for him to have a solo run, but that's just me.
Oh, so he might, it depends on how this Wyatt Sicks stuff falls out, and who knows. I mean, obviously they're gonna get
a great manager though.
Huh?
He'd make a great manager if he's not gonna wrestle. He's good on the mic.
You know who would have made a great manager if he would have stayed in WWE? Adam Cole.
To Bearcat Keith Lee.
Bearcat, the Bearcat. Somebody break out the Bearcat.
God. Oh, Vince, you were out of touch. If he would have just given Triple H the reins that much sooner. Can you imagine what we would have had?
Listen, Aleister Black would still be there. Adam Cole would still be there. Kyle O'Reilly would still be there.
Imagine House of Black versus the Shield on the main roster.
Undisputed Era would be in WWE still.
Can you imagine House of Black versus the Shield?
Well, I don't think. Well, yeah. Well, Buddy
at that time.
Buddy and Mal and Aleister were there, but Brody King wasn't.
You could have put Braun Strowman instead of Brody King, and you would still have House of Black.
Ooh.
House of Black versus the Shield. Yeah.
Ooh. I just went from 6 to midnight.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm telling you. House of Black and you would have given Strowman some direction.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, I'm telling you, man, what Triple H could have done with WWE, with the roster he had at that point, bro.
Well,
when all three brands were just ridiculously in depth with superstars.
We'll see what happens now. Obviously, moving forward, we'll see what happens. No. I mean, listen, everything's been great. Everything has been great. I don't think there's been one moment where I turned off WWE programming.
No, I love watching it. I look forward to the next show.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm a little upset I missed SmackDown right now.
Yeah. I was able to catch the first hour and 30 minutes of SmackDown. So listen, I'm looking.
I'll watch it tomorrow.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Money in the Bank, right? We got that. That's next Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the Bloodline versus, Randy, Cody, and Kevin Owens. But the thing is that Randy, Kevin Owens, and Cody need a fourth guy for that match, because it's Solo, the Tongas, and Jacob Fatu. So this poses a good question. Who could be the fourth guy for that team? Who do you think?
Who? The Rock. Maybe a good way to start setting up his comeback. No, fourth guy for those three.
Like, because you have to, because honestly, it has to tie into the storyline. Who else has the bloodline?
Sammy already has a match, so it won't be Sammy.
Oh, Sammy's fighting Braun Breaker, and I'm telling you this right now. I'm glad you mentioned that and brought that up, because that was some. I'm telling you right now.
You know we were going to talk about Braun before the end of the show.
If they fuck this up, so help me God.
This only ends one way.
Braun should go in there and just fucking decimate
this
Sammy,
man, Sammy
and win the belt.
It needs to be a squash match, like a Brock Lesnar style. He just rips through him.
If they make Sammy beat Braun literally in my eyes just
it's
lost
done.
all credibility.
He hasn't won a match yet. He's been disqualified. He has to go into that match like raw anger and just decimate Sami Zayn. Sammy can't survive that. But the fourth guy for the match is gonna be Jimmy Uso.
You think it's gonna be Jimmy?
It can be Jay.
Well, Jay's in the money in the bank. Yeah, Jay's in the money in the bank.
There's no other wrestler that has history with the bloodline other than Jimmy Uso, who was kicked out by Solo and Tama Tonga.
Right.
So it has to be Jimmy Uso, the returning Jimmy Uso. There's no. I don't think there's anyone else on the roster had. AJ's out. Can't be AJ Lee. Plus, he's a heel. It has to be a face that has had issues with the bloodline in the past. Jimmy's not a face, but
no, Jimmy's
beat down by a bloodline.
No, well, he is a face now. I mean, but because they kicked him out, I mean, but yeah, I mean, yeah. If you think about it, you go through the roster. That's the only.
I think he's the only
guy.
One. I might be wrong, but I think he's the only one.
Now, here's the thing.
The poppies gonna get stupid.
Here's the thing. Do you announce who the fourth member is,
Shows
or do you wait till you wait till the match actually starts and he comes out?
Not even after the match starts. It starts as a handicap, 4-on-3.
Oh, what, like they did at War Games, and then Randy came out and surprised everybody.
4-on-3, and then he shows up and he puts up a hell of a match. He gets that pop. He gets his single solitary pop when his music hits. He comes out, does his whole thing, but then it's just not enough, and the Bloodline wins because the Bloodline can't lose. It's like back when the Shield, when they were putting together teams to face the Shield, and the Shield just running rampant.
It's too early. Yeah, it's too early for the Bloodline. It's too early for the Bloodline to lose. Especially going into SummerSlam, because Cody's going to fight Solo at SummerSlam. Now,
that's gonna be the SummerSlam opponent.
So here brings up an interesting thought, right? We were talking back in the earlier in the beginning about Roman reappearing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So who's to say that Cody's fighting Solo, Roman comes out and helps Cody at SummerSlam?
So my thing with that is you need to establish that the Bloodline is against Roman.
Well, they've already established that because they have to because Paul Heyman's been laying the groundwork for that.
They can't, but they have to do it to Roman. They have to beat Roman down. Roman has to stand there in front of the Bloodline. He says, "All right, guys, I'm back. I'm the tribal chief," and the Bloodline has to be like, "No, Solo's," and they have to turn on him. You can't just have Roman come back and just go against the Bloodline. There has to be a moment where that breakup happens. You can't just have that Roman come back and be like, "Oh, fuck you, Solo." Remember, because it's all about family. The whole Bloodline is family, so family doesn't turn on each other like that. The whole point is Roman has to come back and be like, "Hey, you were the heir apparent, but I'm still here."
Yeah.
And Roman and Solo has to drop Roman and say, "Nah, bro, your time has passed. My time is now." If I may.
So who's to say? So they start beating up Roman at SummerSlam, right? So then Jimmy's already in the match, supposedly.
Yeah, if you want to play it that way, Jimmy's already there. He comes in. Jay runs in to save his cousin.
Jay comes running in. And then you have the Samoan family showdown.
It's still a 4-on-3. Roman and the Usos still get their ass.
And then you know who the fourth is. Brock Lesnar.
No, I've heard that story.
Because Paul Heyman
called the favor.
Yeah,
I told you that was a great. The way he said it had me almost sold. He did a great job setting that story. The guy you sent me that wrote like came up with
with Brock and Braun. Yeah,
the way he explained it had me almost sold.
That's what I'm saying. He laid it out perfectly. But
why don't we go that route? Instead of Jimmy Uso, Brock Lesnar joins Cody, Randy, and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline.
All right. You
especially since usually every time they have one of those matches, they always put a giant or a big man or a monster to join the team.
Listen, my mind is literally. I just got excited thinking about the possibility of this match. Huh?
6 to midnight again?
Yeah. Beyond that.
You want to see Jacob Fatu versus Brock Lesnar?
Thank you. Think about that fucking match. Holy shit balls.
I'd be scared if CJ got to accidentally hit Brock the wrong way, the way Strowman did. The way Strowman kneed Brock in the face, or Brock looked at him and said, boom, and rocked the shit out of him.
Dude, oh my God.
If anyone go toe-to-toe with Brock, it's Jacob Fatu.
Oh my God. And that's one of the things I'm actually up, LA. Like, I wish we had more matches when Samoa Joe was there and Samoa Joe fought Brock. That was something I think we got robbed.
Especially with those promos when Samoa Joe was screaming at Brock, listen to your advocate. He knows that you can't beat me.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy. Samoa Joe's ridiculous on the mic.
But
that's the fourth guy. Samoa Joe's the fourth guy. But Samoa Joe's the fourth member of Roman's bloodline.
Dude, I would be okay with that. I'd be 100% okay with that.
I'd love to see Samoa Joe versus Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Jacob Fatu pick up Samoa Joe for that massive Samoan drop he does.
Oh my God.
These Samoans, bro. These Samoans are they're the new Von Erichs.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they procreated,
but they procreated wrestling legends. It's not just the fact that they have a lot of kids, because Samoans have a lot of kids. The fact is that every one of these motherfuckers can go in the ring.
Is a talent.
Every last one of them. It's like they're hitting them with what is this? The Virus V with the
from the boys, they're getting hit with V. Yeah.
With V, like each one of these motherfuckers are born with a mic in their hand. They can all Samoan drop and wrestle. It's crazy. And then
I came out with a mic in my hand.
And then each one gets more athletic. I thought Solo was ridiculous. And I'm seeing, I start watching Jacob Fatu. I'm like, a big guy shouldn't be able to do that.
No, not at all.
A big guy should not be able to move the way that guy moves.
Nope. No, sir. But again, this is all great stuff that's going on. Great stories, great possibilities. I mean, again, it's crazy. The options that they have to go with a lot of these stories right now is just crazy.
Every option's a good option. Every option's a good option.
The fact that you have options, the fact that you have options, because
we've always had options. The problem is the options sucked. Now it's like I don't even care who wins. I want this to continue. I want fuck a best out of 3. I want a best out of 8 or 9. Best 4 out of 5 out of 9. That's what I want. I want the shit to last. Like during the Attitude Era, that The Rock and Stone Cold lasted years. The Rock and Triple H lasted years. Austin and Undertaker lasted years.
Yeah,
those are the rivalries I want. Damn it.
Yeah, and those are the rivalries that we need. Yeah,
best for business. Damn it. Give me more. Make him money.
It's great. Again, everyone says this. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. Again, you've got options to watch so many companies, so many talents. Again, and competition is good for everybody. TNA is now bouncing back, which is great. They've got a bunch of talent over there, which is
doing their thing. Good.
NWA is doing their thing. AEW is doing their thing.
New Japan, everybody's doing their thing, man.
New Japan, GCW, GCW, all these independent companies. It's just a great time to be a wrestling.
There's something for everybody, bro.
Exactly.
There's a little bit of something for everybody.
And listen, we're not saying, granted, what we talk about predominantly is more WWE than
mainstream, more mainstream.
But it's I wouldn't even say it's mainstream. It's just because it's not even the bigger thing. This is just where the best stories are at.
Listen, when you talk about sports, right? Do you talk about the high school baseball teams, high school basketball? No, you talk about the NFL,
about the majors,
Major League Baseball, and NBA. That's where it is. You don't talk about the D line, D1. You might, but it's not. You talk about the major leagues, bro.
Yeah.
And WWE is the major leagues,
right?
However you want to see it. I don't care if you're a fan.
What's about it?
Yeah, I don't care if you're a fan or not. You hate WWE, you love WWE. WWE is the major leagues. Yeah. Anyone that gets into wrestling one day dreams of holding the WWE Championship over the head at WrestleMania. That's a dream of anyone who starts wrestling. And if anyone says different, they're selling you. They're lying or trying to sell you something.
Now, I just want to throw this out here just for the
Edge. That was for you.
I just want to throw this out there just for the sake of throwing it out. It's a long shot. Doubt it would ever happen. But I would love to see the Shield come back to fight the Bloodline.
That would be awesome. I would love to see that.
And I would.
You're right. It's a long shot.
It's a long shot because of Moxley. But I would love to see
Bodie come back as Moxley or Dean Ambrose.
No, Dean. He'd have to cut. Well, that's a good question because you know what? Because when Sean Spears came back, he came back as Sean Spears and not Ty Dillinger.
The way I see it is, what's the bigger name? I think personally, Moxley's a bigger name than Dean Ambrose.
Oh, John Moxley is definitely the big.
So I think when he comes back, he comes back with the name that's going to make him the most money.
But again, you have Moxley, Rollins, and Reigns versus the Bloodline.
You still need a fourth guy, so it has to be Kurt Angle or Triple H, the only other two honorary members of the Shield. And Triple H is a heart condition, can't wrestle. So
they can make Cody. They can make Cody an honorary member of the Shield. No.
Cody's the most overrated mid-carder I've ever seen, and I'm a fan of his. Big fan of Cody. I love Cody. I think Cody's amazing.
I
didn't mean that. He's not a mid-carder.
I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna go on a limb and say this just because this is kind of how I feel. To be honest with you, I feel that Cody was better chasing the belt than actually having the belt.
Cody needs a heel turn.
Oh, we definitely need a Hogan. Listen,
look at the way he carries himself.
It's Homelander.
100%. He has that Homelander personality. He carries the belt the way Ric Flair did when Flair was at the height of his career. The suits, the haircut, the style, the clean cut. The guy is made to be $1 million man type heel. This arrogant, douchey heel. And he's a good heel. Remember, Stash Cody?
Yeah.
He's a good heel. Cody needs a heel turn. Not yet. They gotta extend but he eventually needs to go heel.
They need to have Cody. Cody does.
They need to have Cody versus Roman again at WrestleMania. But Cody as the heel and Roman as the face.
They waited too long for John Cena to turn heel, and they blew their opportunity with it.
John Cena come back right now and turn heel, and it would explode. Don't say that.
Oh, absolutely.
Hogan came back. When Hogan turned heel, he was way past his prime.
And he was more popular than ever.
If right now John Cena came back, John Cena's the fourth man. He goes and he turns on Randy and Cody and drops him with an attitude. And he goes, that attitude is the FU. And he brings back the chain gang.
Oh, no, even better. No, even better. I'm doing this because the final boss paid me to.
Oh my God. Dude. He'd be the most over heel in all of wrestling.
Right?
All of wrestling.
It was me, Austin.
And talk about someone that's way past his prime. But if you bring Cena back right now, he's the fourth guy. with the history he has with Randy, the history he showed up to save Cody at WrestleMania, the history he has with Kevin Owens, gave him his first main roster match for the U.S. title, and he turns on them.
Their storylines.
Turns on them for the Bloodline because the final boss paid it. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
6 to midnight, baby. Oh, that's a story. Oh my god, that writes itself.
I'm saying,
holy shit!
But it all depends on his schedule. It depends on his schedule and if Cena wants to turn heel.
I think Cena wants to turn heel.
I think so
heel
too.
in real life.
Listen. Cena needs to turn heel and come back out to basic thugonomics.
I used to watch Total Divas. Cena's a heel in real life, bro.
What do you do? What are you doing? I'm cooking. You know the kitchen is just for show, right?
Bro, that episode had straight villain origin story. He walked in to see Nikki Bella making him a dinner, like cooking for him, and Homo was pissed that she dirtied his kitchen. That is a villain origin story right there, bro. That man was a heel in real life. All those Make-A-Wishes are just him trying to stack the deck for him, trying to balance the scales.
Is there anything that you think we missed, or you think we touched on everything?
I think
between last week and this week.
I think we touched on everything. This week wasn't too eventful. And last week had a disastrous NXT over the top battle royal, which is just ridiculous.
I call it the NXT screw job.
That was horrible. I mean, besides what they did to Joe Henry, I knew Joe Henry was going to win, but the guy who won, I was like,
I never even heard of him.
How am I supposed to be excited for your next pay-per-view when your two main eventers combined weigh what Otis weighs?
Yeah.
It's just, less than Otis at this point.
And that's the other thing.
Speaking of that, here we go.
Yeah.
Yo, finally we end with the Creed brothers talking to Chad Gable, telling him they need anything, he's got them.
Listen, we put it out there. We put it out there, and hoping that it would stick. And I think we're on pace to get it.
The universe listened, because when they showed up, when Otis closed the door, Maxine Sal talked to him and they closed the door. I texted him like, you're like, it's happening. It's happening. And said, hey, if you need anybody, we're here. I was like, yes.
Oh, dear Lord. 8 pounds 10 ounces lying there in your baby manger. Thank you for making this happen.
That's proof that Triple H listens to our podcast. That is proof that Triple H listens to our podcast.
You solidified yourself as the head writer.
I am the head chief of the writing department of WWE.
You're the head of the writing table.
Head of the writing table. You are the table, but I'm the head of the table.
You are the table.
Oh god, but that's gonna be good.
That was all kinds of excitement. But I do.
So what if we get the Wyatt Sicks? What if we get the Wyatt Sicks versus Chad Gable and the Creed brothers? That's
Ivy Niles.
Ivy Niles, yeah. I mean the Creed brothers. I mean all three.
Yeah, the whole. Yeah. I could see that.
Nikki Cross versus Ivy Niles. You have Chad Gable versus Uncle Howdy. And then you have the Creed brothers versus either Joe Gacy and Dexter Loomis, or a combination of Eric Rowan.
Yeah, Eric Rowan and a combination of those three guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see that happening.
Or Otis joins them, and then Otis faces Eric Rowan.
Oh.
That's a big meaty man bumping meat. That's
big meaty men slapping beef.
Big meaty men slapping beef.
So, all right, guys, I think that's safe to say that we've touched and covered everything for the past 2 weeks. Obviously we'll try to get better, but listen, life gets in the way. We try our best to do this as routinely as possible. We appreciate you guys sticking along with us. I believe the channel is over 100 subscribers already. So thank you to everybody that's subscribing and following and listening on Spotify. So thank you everybody for that. Be sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe. also leave a review on Spotify, 5 stars. Anything helps, just to keep getting us going and building off the momentum that we're working on. And yeah, guys, so we will see you back next week for another episode. And yeah, so you got anything else you want to offer to the...
Thank you guys for subscribing. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for helping us get, over 100. And hopefully by this time next year, we're 10 times this amount.
I concur, Doctor. I concur. So, guys, like I said, as always, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and all that other good stuff. And, guys, remember, when you are heel turn, you are heel turn
for life.
Life. All right, guys. See you on the next episode.